Show Mom. Okay. There we go. Now y'all are set.
So me and Miss Mary are going to do a math lesson today.
What's fun? What?
Miss Mary's going to introduce it for us, but we will pay attention and we're going to do a fun game. Okay?
You can hear that.
Do you have it? Oh.
Thank you so much for letting me do that.
Yes, thank you, Miss Ryan.
Indeed. Alright, can anyone tell me what place value is? You ever heard of that? I hope so. Arabella.
A place value is where a place and a number that it's either tens, ones, or hundreds.
Yeah, very good, very good. So you remember in kindergarten, first grade, and even some this year, you've talked some about place value, right? You know, you're a little bit familiar. You talked about friendly tens and things like that we build on, right? Okay, so they help us identify the value of a whole number by pulling it apart, right? By looking at how much each digit is worth, correct? Okay, so 437 tells us that there are how many hundreds? If the number is 437. 400, and then how many tens? 437. Three tens, and then how many ones?
7.
Right. So we could use this information when comparing the value of two numbers when we want to see which one's more and which one's less, right? So for visual representation, sometimes we use these 10 blocks, right? And then we use the flats to represent what?
Hundreds.
And the longs to represent?
Tens.
And the ones obviously are ones. So, all right. So, what are some examples of situations in your own life where you use place value or you try to judge the value of a number by its digits? Like, what are some times that you need to know which number is bigger and which number is smaller? Amelia.
When you come to a big number, like 118, you might need to like break the numbers up with the hundreds.
Yeah. So, what's an example in real life when sometimes you needed to know which, like if you had 2 3-digit numbers, what might you be doing? Like maybe comparing prices of something in the grocery store, right? You need to know which one's bigger. Like if you're buying a TV, do you want to pay $980 or do you want to pay $530? Exactly. Meta, what's your example? Kind of the same. So we also might use it if we were weighing something, or what's another one, Arabella? You look like you have a good one.
If you need to like know how much you need to what budget you're on for buying stuff extra.
Yeah, budgeting, that's true. Also, we might use it for distance. Like, do you want to drive somewhere that's 300 miles away, or do you want to drive somewhere that's like 700 miles away?
300.
You want to drive 700 miles? It depends. It depends if you really like to drive. But anyway, those are some of the examples we could think of that you might use in your own life. We each have a bag. Miss Merica has one and I have one. And we want you to look at our bags and see who you think, who has more? Oren.
You.
You think I do? Why do you think that?
Because you have more 100s.
So why did you look at the hundreds first? How did that help you decide I had more?
Because there's like more. I mean, like 3.
There are more in 100 flat, right?
It's the biggest number.
Yeah, so you kind of looked at that first, and she only has one, so get out of here. Okay, so, alright, I am going to let Miss Merica take over.
Alright, so I'm going to write a number on the board, and I don't want you to shout anything out. I just want you to look at it, and then we're going to talk about it, okay? how many ones are in this number? Aaron? 3. Bear with me, it'll make sense. Alright, now I want to know how many tens I have. Molly?
3.
3. So if I have 3 tens, what do I have?
30.
30. Does that make sense?
Yay.
Okay, now I want to know how many hundreds I have, Grace.
500.
So if I have 5 100s, how many, what's my number?
500.
Alright. Good job. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
This 500 came from the what place?
500.
Came from the hundreds place. 30 came from the,
10.
and 3 came from the,
Ones.
good.
That's kind of what we did in IXL.
Alright, so now I have another question.
That's kind of what we did in IXL.
Think about it. What number would this represent? Meta,
462.
how did you know that?
Because there's 400, 6 tens, and 2 ones.
Right, so it really matters where the numbers fall in their order so you know what they represent. Okay? Mm-hmm. Well, so this form right here is called unit form. Can everybody say unit form?
Unit
So we have the unit, and it tells you the number and how many there are, or how many there are and what it represents. Alright. Yeah, so now we're going to do the fun part you've all been waiting for. I'm going to demonstrate it. So I have my number on the board, which is, remind me again, what's on the board behind me? 462. So, look right here. I have these cards.
You have to find the number.
So I have,
You can walk around here.
I have all these hundreds, all these ones, and all these tens. So how many hundreds do I have again?
400.
400. How many tens do I have?
6. And you have 2 ones.
2 ones?
So you have to make the number that you put on the board.
Exactly.
Whoa.
But it's fun because you can even separate it. Look. See, I have 400, 60, and 2.
Can we draw it?
So now you're all going to be able to do this, but we're going to do an activity where you're going to draw it out like I did, like the web.
Oh, the person?
Okay, yeah.
Like me or somebody.
Well, let's go ahead and split y'all up, and then we'll show you what we're going to do, okay? But I just wanted to show you how these work. So when we split up, you'll know how it goes, okay?
Wipe on your hair. I meant his hand.
No, you're right.
I know, I tricked you.
Alright, so we have you in partners, and Miss Merica's going to tell you who you're working with, and then we're going to give you a worksheet, okay?
Okay, I have Grace and Calvin.
Calvin's not here.
Okay.
Calvin's not here.
Okay, we'll fix it. So Grace, Kaylee, and Leah.
Grace, Kaylee, and Leah.
Grace, Kaylee, and Leah. Here's your sheet. Kelsey and Nevaeh. Meadow and Aaron. And Arabelle and Molly. Alright.
Oh, Nevaeh.
Alright, eyes on me, please.
Do we have to sit
Sit with your partners, or if you want one group of 3. I'm gonna give you instruction, but you have to wait, okay? So I'm giving you this sheet, and this is to help with number form, which Miss Merica is going, word form, which Miss Merica is going to demonstrate for you. That's just if you need help spelling or anything like that. I'll tell you. You might want to sit beside him. Sound good? Alright guys, so, is everybody listening?
Yes.
Okay, so what you're going to do in each box, we've given you a number except for the last 2. So in each box, you guys are going to work together. You're going to write that number in word form. Miss Merica, can you demonstrate word form for that one just so everyone's clear?
I know.
You're going to write it in word form. You're going to do what we did earlier. So put the 479 in a box or in a circle, and then do the 3 lines. Remember doing that on the board with Miss Merica? You're going to tell us what the first digit stands for, the second digit stands for, and the last digit. And then you're going to represent it with your high zero cards with your partner, okay? So what we just did up here on the row, we're going to give you a set of cards. So you need to do 3 things. What's the first one, Meadow? Write it in word form. What's the second one, Arabella? What are you doing next? Like we did on the board, okay? And then what are we doing with our partner, with our high zero cards? Well, you're just representing that number with your high zero cards. You don't have to write anything for that one. You just need to practice doing that. We have them for you. Okay. So look, she's giving you examples of what you're going to do. So Miss Merica's going to point at word form.
Where are you going to write it?
So word form's over here. It says 462. See my number? 462. It's written all the way out in just words.
And then you're going to do what we did earlier, which is what's in the circle, okay?
Okay.
All right, did you pass out the high zero cards to him?
I didn't want to. Alright.
Are we going to write it on the board?
I'll give y'all 2 of these.
Are we going to write it on the board?
You write it on your paper. So, see where we wrote these numbers in red? The number you see in red is the number you're going to circle and break down.
Yeah, in word form.
Does that make sense? You're going to tell me how many ones, how many tens,